Thank you very much, and welcome also on my behalf. I'm very happy to be here, and just a quick introduction. My name is Bernd Groß. I'm the Chief Technology Officer of Software AG, and the topic of today is the truly connected world with IoT use cases for smart city. So I would like to share our thoughts, which are pretty much also based on our strategic vision we have as Software AG. Okay, so let me get started. When you look at the world today, as you can see here on that slide with a lot of small dots moving around, actually the dots are container ships. And as you can see here, there is a massive amount of ships. It looks almost like from the satellite view, it looks like a crowded motorways in traffic jam. But these are real active container ships connecting the world. In the same way as these container ships connecting actually the physical world, we have to think about the digital world as well. And think about situations like we recently had when we had an issue with the Suez Channel. I don't know if you heard about it, but we had a vessel actually blocking it for several days. It created a massive challenge for the whole supply chain. And in that sense, you have to be able to run your operations going forward in a more, I would call it, active, proactive way. As Software AG, we have defined this as a challenge to be active and strategically deploying your options in a truly connected world. So the world around us is to be more and more connected. So not only the physical globalization we all have experienced, what we now see as a next wave is the digital globalization. And in this world, in this connected world where, machines, employees, processes, back office, enterprise IT services, cloud services, all of that is connected and made seamlessly accessible. And in this really connected world, we see new enterprises emerging. We call them connected enterprises, truly connected enterprises. And the revolution has already started. That's a massive new change in how you operate and run your businesses. At Software AG, we have been focusing and helping businesses to transform into truly connected enterprises. And I would like to share some of these examples, what we have been doing with you today. Before doing so, let me quickly, summarize what is actually a connected enterprise. And what we see is three main business drivers, customer-driven business drivers. Clients come to us and ask us to support them. The first one is the connected customer experience. And this is different from the customer experience you know from the past. The customer experience most of you know are experiences on your smartphone or on your PC for application experiences. In today's world, clients expect more Apple type of experiences, which are completely 360-degree experiences, including the physical touch points, the physical point of sales, but also including machines and things connected. Let me give you an example on that. We have a client of ours, it's Schindler, it's one of the largest elevator and escalator producers worldwide. And they have been engaging with us on a project to connect their assets, which are elevators. And why did they do it? Because they have been rethinking their purpose. In the old times, they actually defined themselves as being a mechanical engineering company installing elevators. Today, together with us, they have redefined the purpose. They are now thinking of themselves as actually what they call it, a vertical transportation company. It's a massive shift from an engineering company installing elevators to a vertical transportation company. But I guess you get my point and you know where I'm going. I'm actually, with the change of the purpose, you have a complete different view on customer experience because your customers change from the building from the developer, the building developer, or the ones who are running the buildings towards the customers who are using the elevators. So it's really a perspective change. And then you can, of course, think about if you are now a vertical transportation company, they are transporting 1.5 billion people every day. 1.5 billion people every day. Now you can think, how can you benefit? How can you monetize these touch points with these end customers? They are thinking now about installing digital signage in elevators. You have probably seen this in the past. Or on the experience, they have actually initiative that they actually want the elevator know you, so that actually you don't have to push the button and wait for the elevator, but the elevator actually waits for you. When you arrive, you can enter the elevator and the elevator knows where you go. So they have really completely changed the way they are operating the business, and they are not differentiating between, IT enterprise applications in the backbone like CRM or ERP-driven applications and processes. They're really thinking also physical integrated experiences, so that they have their field service maintenance technicians connected to this platform, as well as, as I mentioned, the elevators, the assets through edge computing, and then the monitoring the experiences of the people utilizing them. So one of the key market drivers for us on the connected enterprise. A very brief another example, a very fast growing, even in the pandemic growing hotel chains, which are digital hotel chains. These are hotel chains which offer you experiences, digital experience. You don't have to queue up in the morning at the check-in, or you don't have to queue up in the evening when you want to check in, and you don't have to queue up in the morning to check out. Everything is done, through digital smartphone experiences. You get your key on your smartphone so that you can open the room, and you can also check out on your smartphone. And that also requires, of course, that you have to connect various services, your billing, your CRM services, your ERP service. You have to fully remodel your end-to-end digital processes. And that's exactly what we are doing with the help of our technology, like web methods integration, or our IoT technology, really all integrating that to our Adabas and Natural installed capabilities. So next market driver is the digital business excellence. And here, I think business excellence has been all along with the digitalization, efficiency improvements, productivity improvements. What we nowadays see is a main focus also that our customers want to add digital excellence and experiences to their end customers. Let me take an example. We have a healthcare client, Eppendorf, and it's a healthcare maker for centrifuges. They have over 100,000 customers. Now, what they think is they have digitalized their medical equipment with us, so that you do, condition monitoring, alarm management, also getting some production outcome as KPIs. But it wasn't enough. They felt actually they need to do more. Because they have these 100,000 medical labs globally, they wanted now to actually help these medical labs to digitalize. And now the initiative we did with them is to help them to introduce workflow automation to really digitalize the end-to-end processes of their customer base. So well beyond the digitalization of their equipment, so really workflow automation. Big point here. And it's one of the key drivers we see in that area of digital business excellence. And last but not least, ecosystem-driven economy. It's really an important driver for many of our clients who want to open up. They want to open up their data. They want to open up their enterprise applications with for example, the help of our API gateways in a very secure and sophisticated way so that the innovation can also happen with third parties, with partners, but they're still able, obviously, to monetize through indirect revenues. So another very important driver of what we call a connected enterprise. Okay, let me focus a bit more on each of these three market drivers before introducing you some more use cases, especially on the smart city side. So let's start with the connected customer experience. So what we have been seeing now is it's a new trend with that. In that sense, a lot of our clients say, listen, the best customer experience has no user interface. What does that mean? Of course, that means that you have behind the scene machine learning or artificial intelligence running to optimize customer and user experiences. And there's a massive opportunity out there because, if you look at it, only 6% of today's CMOs align their experience across physical and digital touch points, for example. So there's a massive opportunity to better serve your customer base through a fully integrated 360 degrees experience for your customers. I mentioned Schindler and digital hotel chains also as good examples how they want to differentiate on these experiences. Another area is that digital business excellence. I mentioned just earlier about the healthcare segment with our client Eppendorf to help automate their customer base of more than 100,000 medical labs. And here we see hyper-automation becoming very essential. So that's a new term, I would say. We are moving from automation to hyper-automation, and especially the physical world where we, overcome data silos to really connect, create digital twins and create digital information from the enterprise application, from the cloud applications, and towards the physical world for the installed base, your employees, as well as your partners. You can really generate a new level of automation. But of course, first you have to overcome these data silos. And if you think about, and that's the reason why we see a massive growth in that domain. So it's 3 times faster. IoT data as a service grows 3 times faster than big data type of initiatives as we speak. So it's a massive focus of many businesses to create a hyper automation. And then last but not least is the ecosystem-driven economy. Here, really the main theme is moving from a product offering to a platform offering and capturing, I would call it, indirect revenues. So it's a new way of collaborative environment where you really have to, embrace joint value creation, but of course, hopefully in a way so that you still benefit from your platform initiatives. And just as an identification of the massive focus in this domain is that we see just the venture capital funding in that is 60 billion in 2019 alone. I've been told it has been more than doubled last year. So there's a massive amount in investments and innovation in these shift from companies offering products today and moving into a platform offering going forward. So that was an introduction about Software AG's strategy. It's the truly connected world and how we embrace it through our customer engagements and helping them to transform into a connected enterprise with the 3 market drivers you saw. I would like now to spend the last 15 minutes or so on some of the use cases, especially in the smart city areas. Why smart city? Because I do believe it has a massive potential globally, but unfortunately, at the moment, most of the deployments on smart city happens in the Middle East, Africa area. But let me come to that point in a few minutes. So first example I brought with me to share is the city of Dubai. And you know, the city of Dubai has an initiative that they want to become want to become a destination and being known for the happiest city in the world. So that's the ambitious target, happiest city in the world. And one initiative related to this overarching target is that they want to turn data into 100% paperless citizen services. So one initiative, it's not the only initiative, but one initiative we are doing with the city of Dubai is creating a paperless citizen service environment. And if you know the complexity related to that, for example, myself, I have been speaking to German government authorities on that topic. You know, we in Europe, for example, on Germany, we have a target to do that in 2035 or so. We are so actually, I would call it, not very ambitious with that type of e-governmental services. However, Dubai has a very different ambition. They want to finish the project end of this year, end of 2021. So as you can imagine, it's a massive project ongoing. And what we did is, in that sense, we adapted our technology to introduce, you know, a lot of smart city use cases, from smart city lighting for optimized energy savings, smart parking, traffic management, energy consumption and monitoring, and advice to optimize and reduce energy consumption, waste management, where actually we have the full city logistics in waste management, created a dynamic environment where they only actually through fill level monitoring actually drive and only collect actually garbage and waste if it's needed, and not on a weekly schedule, to really optimize the logistics cost by 1/4 by a dynamic waste management initiative. So you can imagine there's a lot of different integration requirements needed in order to make this a reality. And in fact, we have over 1,700 services made available together with the municipal government, and created an integration backbone based on our webMethods integration platform, which is, I think, on that scale unseen so far. The benefits, I mentioned that already. You know, the organizations can digitally search for assets, sign and register inform utilities. You know, you have activate telecom services and other services, all in a customer journey. You can actually sell your house without visiting a local office. You can actually, with a digital signature process, you can actually sell your car, or do electricity billing. All of these typical services you would have usually visiting a local municipal office can be done online in Dubai. So it has been really a massive success, and I'm, at the end of the day, not sure if that really helps to create the happiest city on this planet. I don't know about that, but I can tell you it's quite amazing and very I would say state-of-the-art example of a government turning from a turning to completely paperless with all the digital citizen services. Good. So the next here's one more screenshot on some of the use cases I mentioned to you. For example, here's the dashboard for the street lighting or the energy consumption, the city parking, or the waste management KPIs. So another one is from Europe. It's actually a building development use case where we utilize our technology to help as part of the European Union Horizon program. We are developed the second largest city in Estonia. It's close by Tallinn. Tallinn's the headquarters, the capital of Estonia, and here we have been looking into a very focused initiative where we modernized an apartment building complex of 23 large apartments. And they have been modernized. And by doing this, we deployed digital systems in order to optimize energy consumptions and enable next generation of mobility use cases, including electric car networking. And here we again, created a horizontal platform approach with smart city use cases, including smart lighting, smart home, security solutions for your home environment. We had building retrofitting initiatives. We have public car and bike sharing, all available to the people living in these buildings. They could immediately see if a bike would be available at the moment downstairs with a smartphone experience. And we had even traffic management for congestion towards the building area, so that they knew how the traffic situation would be if they would leave off home now or should they wait. And also giving real-time weather monitoring and hazard information. So very sophisticated renovation or remodeling of existing buildings with the digital experience in mind. And the benefit of it is we managed to reduce energy by more than 20%, and we helped maximizing the renewable energy supply through demand supply initiatives. For example, the electric car charging was supported with special pricing schemes during the night when electric consumption is very low anyway, and not during the peak times of the day. Good. So one more example back to the Middle East is Abu Dhabi, and here we have an engagement on the helping to transform public interactions. Here we basically helped to deploy a horizontal platform, again, very much the same with the integration capabilities, so connecting the physical world with the governmental IT departments, enterprise services, and the cloud services into a more holistic end-to-end environment, and where we could actually look into environmental, social, and financial aspects in the city of Abu Dhabi. And basically, I mentioned the solution here. In addition to very similar what we did in Dubai, here we added also water management and water tank levels in it, and the condition of swimming pools. that has been there's a regulatory requirement for every swimming pool owner to ensure quality water availability, and we do that automatically, the reporting on these requirements through installed sensors, and there's no need for manual people driving around and testing the water anymore. It's done in real time online, and the reporting is done in a dashboard available immediately for the city authorities. We have smart parking as well and traffic control. So very much similar activities, also with smart bins and waste management, fully automated, also with dynamic routing. The local governmental authorities only went to the places where it really needed, and not just on a weekly or bi-weekly schedule that reduced transportation costs. And so overall, actually here in this one technology nuance here is that we're using that with a low power technology partner, Sigfox, who connected a lot of assets and devices where we could then upload the data and analyze the data. So benefits are very similar. We have, as I mentioned already earlier in these cases, I think you see that on the slide. I guess I can move on to the next example. And here's now we are actually moving from, and that's my last example, we are moving from Middle East to Australia. And as you may know, or may aware that in Australia, water has become really a scarce proximity. It's a scarce a good. It's really an issue for the government to ensure water distribution is done on an efficient way. And here we work together with a water utility where we introduced basically a real-time efficiency management platform, again in a platform approach, because this is the first, the lead focus for that utility, but the authorities would like to move beyond water management also in other use cases. But what we do here is we are managing the volume of non-revenue generating water and the amount of water interruptions. So the non-revenue generating water is actually water which is how to put it? It's lost during the transmission for various reasons, and the water interruptions are technical issues related to the pipeline and the water systems. So in that sense, the project actually, when you think about how these utilities worked in the past, is more on a reactive basis. So if there was a water pipeline issue, usually someone called them and asked and told them, listen, there is a water issue. I see water on the street, or here I have a less pressure on my water pipe. There must be something wrong on the distribution. And that is the old way of managing it in an unconnected world. In a connected world, and in this case here, Basselton Water managed to be proactive. So the field service team has now a dashboard, and they see a map, and they identify issues, and they can even get to prioritized issues so that they really can focus on the main problems in their water distribution. So it's really an interesting concept. We did that concept together with our local partner Telstra. It's the largest telecommunication provider in Australia, and we are, used our IoT platform Cumulosity, including also our web methods integration platform and API gateway. And here we connected it to the Telstra narrowband IoT environment they have available in Australia, and connected, for example, smart meters or other flow measurement sensors to really be available and understand the flow and the distribution of the water. And in that, we reduced 20% of the water leakage. That's a massive amount. And we made 15% cost reductions for the maintenance team available. So the maintenance team became more efficient through that full digitalization of their water distribution. And we reduced the per capita water consumption as a request or as a consequence out of that. So very successful, very let's say interesting case. So to sum up my presentation, as I mentioned in the beginning, Software AG, we are focusing on helping businesses to transform into a truly connected enterprise. And that's, we believe, one of the biggest transformational challenges a lot of enterprises have to foresee and have to deploy and transform. And the truly connected world is really the driver behind it. Everything will be connected, where we will see a lot of sensor technologies, actuators, machines, pumps, compressors, elevators, smart cities, smart buildings, you name it. It's a massive transformation, and we as Software AG are here to help you overcome data silos and make sense out of the data so that you can benefit and differentiate in a truly connected world. With that, I wish you a continuous relation, a continuous continuation of the conference, and all the best. Thank you very much.